What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo. Today we're going to be comparing the free Ivy versus the banner Ivy to see which one of these characters is actually stronger, because right now I currently have both of them at level 60. So we're just going to jump into the gameplay, guys, and we're going to talk about them. All right, so on the left side, we have the banner Ivy, and on the right side, we have the free Ivy. Now, in this particular comparison in Guild Raid on Inferno, we're going to be using a team, but we're just going to be using their leadership. So the banner Ivy does have a increase to purple element fighter attack by 65%, and then the free Ivy has an increase to soul cover attack by 40%, right? So there's a big difference in leadership. So actually the banner Ivy actually has a bigger advantage. The teams are exactly the same. Now, I'm using Guinness in here just to break the meter, because I'm trying to have some consistency as far as timing whenever I bring in my characters. Now, I know a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but there are some people that argue, really whenever you do the rotations with these girls, that you should go, skill 1, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. But man, guys, I've tried it on both these characters over and over and over, and I get way more damage when I go 1, 3, and then hold down the 2 while I'm using my concentrate. I just seem to do way more damage with both these characters whenever I do that. And yeah, and you'll also notice, guys, that in this particular run, you might hear a little echo maybe between them two characters, because I do have the sound for both of them going on at once. I mean, so right there you saw both of them do the 3PGs, just a little off track compared to each other. But with the run, you'll see there's some pretty good consistency as far as when I'm bringing in my characters. Now, it's a strange thing, because the free Ivy has that ridiculous increase to physical damage by 2,000% whenever she applies darkness, and that is a big deal for her. It's a huge reason why she does so much damage. She does have increased target damage received on her second skill, but the free Ivy has an increased target damage received by 60%, which is huge. So she has a bigger increased target damage received buff in her kit, and she has a lot of attack buffs, like huge attack buffs. Now, she's got critical damage by 50% and critical rate by 30%. But on her second skill, she has an increased attack by 130%, which is insane, guys. And then increases Mistress AX skill damage by 150%, which is the third skill. And then her third skill actually increases the increased target damage received by 60%, but it also increases Raging Gnome, which is her second skill, by 150%, right? Some huge attack buffs for the banner Ivy on the left side. But yet, as you guys can see, the free Ivy is doing more. She is doing more damage, even though she has a weaker leadership, even though she's a free character. And by the way, guys, both these characters have identical builds, identical cores, everything. Everything is exactly the same. Max imprint stones from the Soul Calibur characters, and so on. And you see on the left side, guys, that, we were able to get about 113 billion with the banner Ivy. Again, guys, I mean, she's got a pretty ridiculous leadership with with Soul Calibur attack by 65%. I said purple earlier. It's Soul Calibur fighters. 65%. And the free Ivy on the right side has the 40% increase of EX tech. But you can see she's got 140 billion, guys. 140 billion versus 113 billion. So that's pretty big. That is a pretty massive advantage that the free Ivy has. A character that most players are going to be able to get to A5 and level up, right? And this is a big reason why there are players that aren't pulling in the banner at all, because the free Ivy is so strong. Netmarble kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit, because they gave everybody such a powerful character that even though there might be other, Cassandra, and I think Taki as well, are stronger than the free Ivy, they're just like, you know what? I got free Ivy. She's so powerful. Why would I need any other character, right? I'll just go for the cards, get her 3PG, maybe get the Soul Calibur set, and be done with it so I can save more of my rubies for future banners. And I honestly can't blame any player for doing that, because when you see these damage numbers, and by the way, guys, I've actually improved my score with free banner Ivy. Now, in this particular run, we're using Athena's leadership to 50% increase the EX fighters and 35% increase the critical damage. We're also using Cronin for his buffs because of the increased targeting received on his third skill, guys. It's a big reason why you'll see Cronin in a lot of these big runs, because when you fully charge that third skill, he gives an increased targeting received by 40%. And then it'll reset after you use your skills, and you'll get another increased targeting received by 30%, which actually stacks on top of each other. Hello. That actually goes to increased targeting received by 70%. That's why people use Cronin, guys. Even at level 90, he can do that and still give those buffs, which is actually pretty damn crazy. That's pretty awesome. And in this particular run, I actually cut out the audio on one of the runs because honestly, there was getting to be quite a bit of an echo, and it was kind of annoying to listen to. So I just got one run where you guys can actually listen to the audio. But I mean, it's the same character, it's the same sound effects, and so on. But I mean, as you guys can see, man, Free Ivy is getting it done. She is absolutely, I don't want to say murdering, but she's definitely doing better than the Banner Ivy, right? And now both of them are using the exact same leadership, right? You would think with all the attack buffs and the increased target damage received by 60% that's in the Banner Ivy that she would do at least just as good, but I'm telling you guys, that increased 2,000% on physical damage when applying darkness, and then having the lasting dot on top of that is OP. It's OP as hell, because I mean, the free Banner Ivy also does have, physical damage in her kit. She's got physical damage and dot. And, some of you guys might want to look out for in the future is these characters that have these, an actual dot. And then they also have, the physical damage, and they're just stacking on top of each other, which just increases the power even more. They just do tremendous damage, right? I mean, it's bonkers, guys. I mean, look at this. Right, 1 minute, 260 billion on the right, 230 billion or so on the left, right? The free Ivy is pulling ahead. I'm playing these, guys, as best as I could in the same way. I'm trying to use the exact same rotation because their 3 PGs are exactly the same, their play style is exactly the same, and just like I said earlier, guys, I've tried these rotations. I tried, using the EX core on both these characters and going the first skill and then the 2-3, 2-3, 2-3 back and forth, and I lost a lot of damage. I mean, with Banner Ivy, at the 1 minute mark, I think I got like 160, 170 billion. But whenever I just go 1-3, hold down the second skill, then she's doing, like 200 billion. I mean, it's a big difference. So that's kind of why I stick to the rotation that I'm doing. And actually, it's kind of interesting when you're doing these kind of comparisons, because the characters do play the same way, right? They play the same way. They have the same length of animations. So you actually get a more accurate representation of how strong each character is compared to each other, right? I mean, Banner Ivy is pretty awesome. By the way, another thing that kind of hurts Banner Ivy is the fact that, Free Ivy does have the same skill sets, does have the same animations, the same voice acting, everything, right? So, like, Ivy fans that aren't, keen to having the obviously, probably, I mean, arguably the sexier version, which is on the left, the Banner version, right? They're going to be like, you know what? I already have Ivy. I can already see my favorite animations. I can already hear her say all these cool things, I will submit you and all these things, right? I mean, right? It really hurt the Banner. And like I said earlier, I really feel like Netmarble kind of shot themselves in the foot, but at the same time, I've always preached and moaned and groaned about how if you treat your player base happy, the game will make more money. And this has been an amazing collaboration. It really has, because of A5 Ivy, honestly. Because of her, it's just nuts. And actually getting a free Cassandra as well, right? It's really, really OP what Netmarble has done, but I do feel that maybe they gave the free Ivy, and I know some of you are going to hate me for saying this, but I really do feel like they gave the free Ivy just a little too much power. Like, she's so, I mean, it's awesome. It is. It's for all the players. It's awesome. It really is. Right? I definitely don't want to knock on it. I think it's amazing. But it does kind of hurt the value of the other characters because she's so strong. Right? It does. I mean, there are players that aren't going to pull because of her power level. I mean, guys, 445 billion on the left with 6 seconds left to spare. And we got about 5 seconds left to spare, and we're at 520 billion, right? 520 billion versus 445 billion. That's a huge difference in damage with the exact same card sets. And by the way, guys, look at the score that we're getting on the right. 601 billion, which topped what I did before, which was like 518, 519, something like that I did a video a while back. And I'm using the exact same card sets. The only difference is I'm using a different striker in Okita who gives the critical damage by 30%. That's the big difference that I'm doing here. And yeah, 601 billion buy the free Ivy. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been asking for Colossal runs, so we're going to go ahead and do a little run in Colossal as well, all right? And we'll see how it goes, guys. Again, on the left, we have the Banner Ivy. On the right, we have the free Ivy. And, I mean, I played these a few times, but I don't put a lot of stock in Colossal, in all honesty, guys. I do play the game mode. I do try to get good scores, especially on my main account, but I don't really care about this game mode. The rewards are trash, and there's just too much RNG in it. Now, by the way, something I should have mentioned earlier is the Banner Ivy does get increased her active skill damage by 160% whenever she does her default. But guys, again, whenever I tried that in Guild Raid, I lost damage. I lost a lot of damage whenever I would try to use that default, man, because I couldn't use my skills as fast. You know, the meter, whenever Geese's meter was broken, I couldn't apply as much damage because the meter had a lot less meter, you know, and I just didn't have time to use all of my concentrate on him. It really hurt, honestly. I tried using the default here, try to, you know, get a little increased damage, and I'm just giving you guys the best runs that I did as far as a solo. Now, we're using just their leaderships, guys. All right, we are using their leaderships. So again, Banner Ivy's got an advantage, 65% increased attack, and then Free Ivy's got the 40% attack, right? And as you guys can see, the numbers are pretty close. Like, they're pretty similar, but it's obvious that Free Ivy's actually, I mean, technically, guys, I guess it depends on how you look at it. If you take the leadership into account, then they're almost the same in this game mode, it seems like. But the fact that, you know, the Free Ivy is only using 40% attack versus, you know, 65% and still able to put up the same numbers, actually just a hair more, kind of shows that she is stronger in that way, right? I mean, yeah, she's OP as hell, but this doesn't mean that the Banner Ivy is a bad character. Those numbers that she was putting up are ridiculous. They really are crazy, insane, very, very strong. Definitely one of the stronger characters of the update. Like, she's OP, guys. She really is, but when it comes to, when it comes to Banner or Free Ivy here, I mean, she's Kingdom Come compared to herself in the Banner. And the truth is, she actually has a little bit better survivability as well because she's a balanced type fighter. She has higher defenses, she has higher HP than the other version because she's an attack, right? That's another thing, you know, being that the Banner version has higher attack, you also would have thought with all those extra attack buffs that she would have done a little bit more comparable damage to the free version. But man, this is the winner, my friends. This is definitely the winner. So, guys, let me know what you think about this comparison. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.